The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Welcome to the show. You're looking live at Tostitos Championship Plaza outside Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas, where it's 85 degrees and sunny. The high is 91, the low is 70.
Folks must be working today. Ain't nobody outside. Today. In the back is Chris. He is Nate. That is Shannon. This is my boy, Kurt Daniels. I am
Three pumps.
3 pumps get you a flag.
3 pump chunk.
I am Salt and Pepper Poppy. Together we make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People
Feel
us when we
Where you at,
speak.
Brandon Cooks? Need to feel you.
Brought to you each and every week or day by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Yes.
Chris,
Phone calls.
Yeah, 888-855-2297. Call us. We want to hear from you.
All day.
Here's what we want to hear right out of the gate. Are you what's the question everyone should answer? Are you panicking yet? Is there hope? Or are you just kind of meh the rest of the way? Is it just one game? Like, what should be the question that everyone comes in and answers before they give their thoughts on
a good one.
who they want to fire and who deserves
I think,
the blame?
Are you worried?
Yeah.
Are you worried?
It's just the second game,
Same
right?
old thing.
You had a bad game. You got punched in the mouth, which we can talk about that a little bit because
They got punched in the mouth.
yes, they got punched in the mouth. Thank you, Nate.
We ain't gonna ride with them when they lose. I'm gonna do like everybody else. No, I got punched in the mouth. As much noise as that. First, before we get going, Jess, I love these things you sent on the phone.
Oh yeah,
I love that. Jess sent
doing all phone calls.
all phone, and I mean when you hit his the little thing or whatever to mash it, it's 1,000 phones just everywhere. I'm like, Jess into this.
So what Nate's talking about is we have a group text message for the show, which sometimes is used for things outside of
right.
the show.
True.
But Kurt sends a rundown in that every day, and then Jesse responded with a text. What do you even call those?
Emojis.
Yeah, it's emoji, but I'm talking about
How do
the
you get it to
emphatic.
You get them to explode.
The emphatic,
I don't
whatever.
know.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's the one where when you click the text and you open your text up, it's just the phones just bubble up like hundreds of phones. Don't show them your phone number, Nate.
Don't show them all of our conversation.
Oh, that's
I'm
just
trying to hit. It won't explode no more.
yeah. Oh,
It won't explode.
It's already exploded. Sometimes you got just one explosion, and then you gotta reset.
You go out to them trailer parks.
Eight.
You go out to them
Do you
trailer
have one explosion?
He had 5 for sure.
My boy
We know he had
could
5.
go.
At least 5.
My boy could go.
Mick Jagger.
My boy could go, boy.
888-855-2297. So
My boy got encores. We keep coming back and keep coming back.
Chris has a call, but let's go ahead and take calls because I know
Yes,
how
sir.
we go.
Yes,
if we don't
sir.
take a call,
just
we'll
go.
go down this road and
Yeah.
we might not get back. So who we got, Chris?
First caller up was Antoine in Maryland.
Antoine. What's up? Your boys are coming to town.
What's up, fellas? How you feeling?
We're good. How are you?
I'm hanging in there, man. Man, it was a rough one for me, man. It was my fiance, man. Her family and her from New Orleans. So it was, I watched the game with her stepfather, man. It was brutal. Man. He came out the house with all this Saint stuff on, man. You know, he was just talking big trash, man. It was brutal. But I'm in a panic, man. And I know it's early, but the same issues we done had last year, we got them this year. And I think it might be worse, man. It's like on offense, it's either Dak and CD or nothing. You know, we haven't addressed the running back situation. We haven't addressed the D-line. We ain't been able to stop the run in the last 5-6 years. I mean, I'm ready to jump overboard, man. I'm going to hang in there, man, but I'm worried. Man. It's not looking good.
All right, question for you.
Yes, sir.
You get to week 6. What record? You're 1-1 right now. You get to week
Right.
6, right? You got that'll give you 4 more games.
Okay.
What does your record need to be to feel okay, and what does your record need to be that you're in full panic mode?
We need to at least go 2-2. These next what you say, 4 games?
Yes,
Yep.
you're right.
Yeah, at least 2-2 for me not to panic too much.
Okay.
If we go 1-3 and that one be the Giants, I'm panicking because these next 4 games should really tell us who we got for real.
Dude, if you lose to the Giants, no matter how many you win, I'm panicking.
Yeah, I feel you.
I feel like we can out field goal them though.
Yeah.
I feel like we got them there.
Yeah,
Washington got a kicker. They don't got a kicker. We got the advantage.
That was a good one.
One for the Cowboys.
Hey,
All right, fellas. Appreciate that.
yeah, thank you, man. That was a good call.
Wow.
I think that's probably the big concern is, I mean, you're seeing the same old things, and when you're not you were able to cover up the ugly because the pretty was so pretty in the past, right? The passing game looked good, the running game was decent. Your cornerbacks, when they're intercepting the ball, I mean, we saw that when your cornerbacks are playing high level and intercepting the ball, it covers up all the ugly in the front and the run game and all that stuff. But it's the same old stuff. Like,
I blame you.
Why is that, my friend?
I blame you.
Why is that?
Because you keep talking about, you're okay with them guys not playing in the preseason and using the first 4 games of the season to figure things out.
No, I've
We-
never
preseason
said
game.
that. I've always wanted them to play. But that's why I say, since y'all ain't going to play, I'm start using this as the preseason, since they ain't going to play. No matter, McCarthy's just that way. He's not going – I mean, guys even going home, after meetings and stuff, they just ride. I mean, they riding. They doing what they want. Now, if we're going to keep with this, remember, we've always had this second or third game drop-off. Not to this extent, and then we'll make a run. So we may make a run, y'all. This thing ain't over yet.
No, it's not over, but the schedule doesn't play too well into your hands.
Nah.
Like, because if the one thing that you struggle with, and you got about 4 more of those Kyle Shanahan tree-type games coming at you, Baltimore's going to – I don't know if you guys know this or not, and maybe this is breaking news to a lot of people that listen to our show, and I appreciate you for listening to our show. And if you don't know this, I'm here to break the news to you.
Jesse does talk a lot.
No, they know that.
Oh.
What you going to break?
Baltimore's going to run the football.
Yep.
They're going to run the football a lot.
And they ain't going to let you run the football.
How many touches you think Henry's going to get this
30.
weekend?
They don't let
30,
you run the
35.
ball.
And they're not going to let you run the football.
Oh, no. You're going to have to throw that thing.
So, I don't know if there's some – and here's I would not be in a panic if I watched that film and I said to myself, that's fixable. Well, we could fix that. When I tell you they're not in-house. There is not an in-house fix for the problem that we have on that defensive line, specifically the interior defensive line. If Jordan Phillips, if Linval Joseph and Mozzie Smith have to suit up and play defense for you, you are in trouble. You are in a boatload of trouble. I've come, and Nate, we've been around these type of people before, what I'm about to say. We've both been around and in locker rooms where there's been some guys who've been at the crib, don't really want to play football, but you ring their phone up and they go, I guess I'll go get this check that they're going to give me because it's going to be guaranteed. So if it's $2-3 million,
You ain't going to give them 1 or 2 more games to make sure that's what you're seeing?
No.
Because now when I went to the Carolina Panthers at the ripe old age, about 33, they called me off my couch.
You were collecting them checks.
I was the biggest I earned them because I cheered hard. I cheered hard every game. My son even said, my oldest boy said, Bob, but Dad is really cheering for the guys out there on the field. And well, I wonder what he's saying. Don't get hurt.
Direct deposit. Direct deposit.
Don't get hurt.
And there are guys, they can't play football. They cannot play football.
Jesse, this is game 2. Slow down. Tap the brakes.
So we heard that Zimmer was old school and he wasn't going to put up with this kind of stuff. So is he
It's one thing.
going to put up with
These are
it?
his guys.
It's one thing. Let me tell you something. I agree, and I'm still saying that. I would not put. But when I look at my players and say, "Wow, I may have to put up with this. I may have to just keep scheming, keep begging, keep pleading." You know what? I done moved on. Some whoopings you have to move on from. You learn from them and you move on. And you pray things, Jesse.
And I think
you pray things get better.
I think that's the thing that's
Jesus can't fix this.
That's so worrisome.
Man, stop.
That's so worrisome. Is usually you come into Monday and Tuesday and you're like, yeah, well they did this scheme wise, and then he got burned on this, and he missed his assignment. This is just straight up. You don't have the personnel to fight
to match certain teams.
Yeah.
You don't.
And we talked about this.
And I don't know if we've ever had that conversation on our show in the 6 years we've been doing this, where the whole season you just may not have the personnel to be physical enough to not get blown away.
And we talked about this coming into the year. And Mike Zim talked about this, about, hey, we got these packages for Mike and to move them around to keep them fresh, da-da-da-da-da. I'm just telling y'all what's on the tape. If it was not for Micah Parsons and him being able to set the edge, and the times that if there's one player that on defense that was
trying very hard,
that you can give a star up to, a slight plus to, it's Micah Parsons. But we talk about him wearing down. You can't play him at linebacker because now you don't want to set an edge, and the defensive tackles are in his lap.
And our linebackers are not the issue. I promise you, our defending linebackers, they're not the issue.
Yeah, but back
What's
to the
up front
phones.
is the issue.
Before we go to the phone, real quick, you said the schedule is not very friendly. Just listen to this. Versus Baltimore
Defense.
at the Giants.
Let me say, Baltimore is going to run the ball in the same vein as how New Orleans did.
Yes.
They don't have the Kyle Shanahan system. They have the Kyle Shanahan where they run the football.
Yeah, mentality.
Then you're at the Giants. Should be a win.
Right.
At Pittsburgh.
Same vein as Pittsburgh as far as running the football.
Yeah.
Detroit.
Playing defense. They're going to play defense.
Kyle Shanahan tree.
Yep. San Fran. Kyle Shanahan.
The daddy.
Atlanta, we saw what they could do last night.
I think that from the Kyle Shanahan tree too.
Who is that now?
Atlanta.
Yes, it is.
Depends on if Kirk Cousins or Kirk O'Chain shows up.
What time we play?
That's a noon game at Atlanta.
Oh, that's where he shine. He shine at noon games.
And then you got Philadelphia.
Okay.
And then you have Houston. There's no let up in this. The Giants is the only let up you have.
I told y'all this.
Like, it's coming.
I told y'all this before.
Dang,
It's gonna get real uncomfortable
6
around these
straight
parts. If this team gets to about 2-4 or 3-3, and there's some blowout losses in there, it's gonna get real uncomfortable in here, and you can see. And then you go into the bye week after that, right?
Well, then you go.
It could be bye week in week 7.
Yeah, after Detroit, before San Fran, and then just listen to the rest of it. At Washington versus the Giants versus Cincinnati at Carolina, that should be a layup.
That's straight. Yeah.
Versus Tampa, which
When is this
slinging
game?
that thing.
When is this game? Sunday or Monday? When is this game? Sunday
We
evening?
got Sunday and Thursday.
Sunday 3:25, and then at the
Okay,
Giants at night.
Let's let this thing play out. Let's let these 2 or 3 games play. I'm serious. We were on it. Let's go back to the phones.
All right, let's take a break. Take a break, then we'll come back to the phones.
I thought Halloween passed. Has it?
It's coming.
Okay, because Jesse bringing out some go
Bring some
cigars.
Be right back.
Hey Cowboys fans, as official whiskey sponsor of the NFL, it's not a kickoff without the generous spirit of Crown Royal, and that's why we've built the Crown Royal Rig. An absurdly awesome 18-wheeler delivering the generous spirit to stadiums and tailgates across the country. Follow the Royal Rig on its journey from city to city, bringing together local cuisine, NFL legends, and the opportunity to pack a purple bag for charity and win tickets to Super Bowl 59. Visit crownroyal.com for rules and more. Please drink responsibly.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, Crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry. Even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection, and sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
Hey, Cowboys fans, the 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the show. Hanging with the Boys, otherwise known as Doom and Gloom and Goblins and Ghosts today. Second segment is brought to you each and every day by blockchain.com. Thank you, blockchain.com. And 7-Eleven is teaming up with Fanatics to give you the chance to be a VIP at next year's Fanatics Fest from now until October the 29th. Use the 7 Rewards app at checkout to be entered for a chance to win when picking up products like Slurpee, Big Gulp, and Taquitos. How's your Slurpee, Chris? Is that a better flavor?
Oh, my God. It's a lot better flavor.
What flavor is it?
It's like lemonade flavor type thing. I don't know. It's pretty good.
It's Mountain Dew.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's even better.
Yeah, he's going to be jacked up.
Right, yeah.
Like,
Yes,
like a cat squirrel bouncing around off the walls back there. No purchase necessary.
Big gulps, huh?
Terms apply. Hey, do you have that Bo Nix clip?
How about the phones?
I do. You want to play the Bo Nix clip real quick?
Set it up. What is it?
So Bo Nix was asked after the game in a press conference a question, and as a rookie, this is how he answered. Here you go. This is like a Jesse answer, actually.
This is so great.
Bo, can you take us through the interception in the end zone?
Drop back, do it to the other team.
That was it. And it was the next question.
That was good. He was more direct than Jesse.
Yeah, it was good.
There was a college basketball player. I think it was like Torian Prince by Baylor.
Baylor, yeah.
And he was like, "You guys got out rebounded." Now, how the guy? He's like, they went up. They took two hands. They grabbed the ball with two hands.
I remember this.
And they brought it down.
Yeah.
More times than we
And
did.
that's called a rebound. They did that more than we did.
All right, Chris, who we got on the phone?
We got Eric, the one and only in North Carolina.
Are you panicking, Eric?
Yes, I am, sir. Yes, I am, because we just cannot stop that type of offense, man. It's like they're running off the tackle, they're pinning us inside, bouncing it out on us, buzzing it.
Hey,
I mean, Eric, come on.
Eric.
Yeah, yes, sir, yes,
Talk
sir.
in your inside voice.
Yeah, like I don't know what's going on, but like my
You're
ears
screaming,
are
my
blowing.
boy.
Put the
Talking
phone
to
on.
Also, I haven't talked to y'all like in a year, and I'm very excited, and I miss y'all. That's
Hey,
why.
God.
Don't eat the phone.
But I'm a little concerned, though. You know, we switch defenses. We still can't stop this style of offense. Anything remotely close to the Shanahan offensive tree just gives us the heebie-jeebies. I can even go back to the early 90s when Terrell Davis ran crazy on us like that with Denver Broncos. Like, I mean, we just cannot stop this type of offense. And it is concerning, man. I mean, I'm not going to jump off the ship yet. It's week 2. But, you know, we got a lot of football to learn. We got a long way to go, man, for real, man. But I have a question for Jesse and Nate. As far as the running game goes, is it the running backs or is it the offensive line? I'm just gonna keep it simple like that.
Both.
What are y'all seeing? I'm interested, see what you guys' take is on that. But other than that, man, Cowboys for life. I miss you guys. I'm gonna go back in here to work. I snuck out here to talk to y'all, so I'm gonna go back in. Y'all have a great show so far. Keep up the thunder, and I'll talk to y'all later.
All
All
right. Love you, Eric. Miss you.
There's no way you were sneaking out to the office to scream that.
No.
Everybody heard you in the office, my boy.
Yeah.
Everybody.
He was on that hole for 16 minutes.
Unless he drove
it was a
around the
long
block.
lunch break.
You think it's
The answer
both?
to this question is both, because the line is young and still trying to gel. I played a defense that moved around a lot. I was very active this past week, and got into them a lot of times. And then I just think the backs were not used correctly in certain situations, not in all situations, but in certain situations. And I know you have to still be flexible. You just can't say, okay, when we're running outside, it's 42, 23. And when we're throwing swing passes, it's 43. You know, I know you have to kind of sprinkle Zeke in, but some jobs are just specialized. And Zeke is not outside the tackle guy. So, and then our offensive line just was not clicking last week and this week.
How those rookies, did they see any improvement?
Everybody took their lumps this game. It's just one of the rookies. It's just like you couldn't run out there and say, let's help the left tackle, because sometimes the guards needed help. I mean, no one was perfect this game. Probably the best guy was your left guard.
Yeah.
You know, so and he took a little thumping too. So, like Jesse said, this was a statement game. I don't care how bad or good the Cowboys are, they know the national attention is going to be on us. And and when they come in, like, fellas, if y'all want to get on the map, if y'all want to be Pro Bowlers, all pros, thump these folks. Mm-hmm. Thump these folks and do it convincingly. They on the map. They on the map now. Saints, they put themselves on the map. Will they stay? We don't know the Saints.
My good friend Bobby Belt said something this morning, and I think he helped me put it into words when he said it. And this is, sometimes there are tough things that you have to say out loud in the game of football about your favorites. And we're talking about offensive line. Travis Frederick is beginning to look mortal.
Yep. Zack Martin.
Sorry, Zack Martin. Excuse me, Zack Martin. Not Travis. He's already mortal.
He became mortal.
Yeah.
I'm thinking he looks immortal now.
Yeah. Zack Martin.
Yeah.
Zack Martin is beginning to look mortal. Like, not saying that he's bad, not even the least bit. I'm saying he doesn't look elite anymore. He looks really good, but he's beginning to look mortal. And the game happens. This happens to a lot of us in this game. Some take a little bit longer than others. And for him, he's been really good for a really long time. I mean, he's been elite for a really long time. But I saw the same thing on tape as well. Tyler Smith, young boy, keep rolling. Those around Tyler Smith, Terrence Steele didn't look good. Zach looked mortal.
How much does that affect Zach, having a rookie and a guy who's struggling on the other side?
Right now, it's not about the guys around you. Mm-hmm. When I've been there, all pro bowler, top of the. Once that start happening, you have to start working on your craft, and now you work even more intensely with the guys next to you, because you got a young guy at the center, and you got a guy that's struggling mentally, and hasn't got over. You know, he's physically capable, but he's struggling. And remember, he was not a great pass blocker from the start, and that was Steele. So he's going to struggle with that. So what he's doing now is watching a little bit extra film, trying to look at a little bit more tendencies. You trying to get through this year game by game. You know.
All right, so question. You've lived this, right?
Yes.
You've been exactly in this spot
where Zach is at now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So and you're Mr. Optimistic Cowboy,
right.
For the offensive line, are you like, hey, let's see 3 or 4 more? How many more games do you need to see before you realize?
2 or 3 more games.
Okay.
Because
sticking to
the
that
fortunate thing
the
fortunate thing for us is you getting against talent, great talent. If we had to go through, say, just the NFC East, certain positions, but you are playing collectively. Good defenses collectively. Now, like Cameron Jordan is not that guy anymore. He's just like we're talking about Zack Martin, but he has enough knowledge to when he's working against a young boy, he can hurt him. So we are playing against pound for pound good defenses, best defenses in the league. So these guys got to collectively watch film. Ain't no in there by yourself. You got to collectively watch film and try to pick up tendencies and say, okay, because we're not doing a good job on the games. If you go back and look, when they do a TE or ET, TE or ET, or even if they involve the linebacker, where they both stun out the tackle in the end and the linebacker come around, our center is not scooping with them long enough. He's not checking long enough. Because he has the middle linebacker, but sometimes you have to run that zone play to make sure you scrape up all of that stuff and somebody just come free. That's on Coach Solari as well as the players to realize, okay, maybe what we're running here don't fit how people's coming at us. And I know people say we are who we are, but when you're running against defenses that are elite as a whole unit, you got to change a little bit. You have to change a little bit.
All right, Chris, who we got?
We have Mike Jackson from Newton, Iowa.
Mike, are you panicking?
If you just said Gary Indiana,
yes, man, panicking. And hey, let's set straight. I was listening to Jimmy Johnson on the Herd show. He was on there, and I heard some things what he said. And he said Dallas didn't do anything to protect the perimeter. And he said Mike Zimmerman will fix this. And my other question is, why isn't Turpin on the offense like it was last year, going in motion? I mean, I've seen a lot of things. I mean, it may be early, but I was surprised to hear a lot of things what Jimmy Johnson said. He said Zimmerman will fix this, and Dallas needs to protect the perimeter, which I think they should do. I'll hang up and listen, see what you guys have to say.
All right, thanks, Mike. Hee.
Right quick, I'm going to say I love Coach Johnson to death, love all Bill Parcells, love their knowledge. But when you get beat like this, everything needs fixing, sir. I'm not joking. Tyson Hill didn't gash us in the middle. Jamal Williams didn't gash us in the middle. They had 180 yards, sir. 190 yards. So everybody got a chance. Our middle was not protected. They was down blocking on the edges, so that was getting guys outside. They jet sweeped us. So what Coach Zim is going to do, yes, now that's one thing Coach Johnson said that was right. Zim is going to walk each guy through his mistakes. And he going to leave it up to that guy to marinate. Is he going to marinate and come up out of this smelling like a rose, or he going to marinate and rot? Just rot away because he's not going to get any better. So, I mean, Jess, what you think there?
When you got defensive tackles who are weak and they're exposing that middle, does that in turn expose your edges? Because maybe the linebackers have to focus on what's coming at them up the middle?
What's in the middle? Like when you see Tank take a shot every now and then in the middle, that's great. But if you don't have legit guys that understand who they are and what they're doing, number 97 and number 58 are your young bloods. If nothing else, they should understand I'm holding my water. Or if they're running an outside zone play, I'm running. Soon as I see that center turn his shoulders, getting ready to slip me, I'm either going to jerk him back or I'm taking off running. And they kind of just, that don't work. You can't be in between. You got to make it. You got to be decisive. And our D-line was not decisive. The older guys, I knew Linda, he wasn't going to be able to run with him. Joseph, he 36, 35? Mm-hmm. I knew he wasn't going to be able to run. That other dude, Jordan.
He in his 30s too.
Much as he talked, though, like, oh, man, I'm a 3 technique. They threed you right on out of the stadium, bro.
They 3, 6, 9, 12, 14 yards, you right up out the stadium.
Nobody knew his name, but everybody called me or text me, hey,
number?
Man, who's that number 98? I'm
like, Pump 8?
Pump 8.
Bring him up. All right, let's take our last break. When we come back, call us 888-855-2297. One more segment. We'll be right back.
There is no I in Dallas. There is no I in Hart either. No I in Blue Star or in Lone Star for that matter. And there's no I in how about them Cowboys? Smirnoff knows there's no I in football. Football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks, home or away, we rally together, we cry together, and we always rally cry together because there's definitely no I in Cowboys fans. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
Fall is here, and that means football is back, bringing all the delicious game day foods with it. As you prep for all the big games, tailgates, and watch parties, let Yo Quiero be your one-stop destination for all things home gating. Yo Quiero's fresh, flavorful, ready-to-serve guacamole, made with real Hass avocados, will score taste bud touchdowns as you cheer on the Cowboys. Yo Quiero's wide range of mouth-watering and versatile products can be found in your local grocery store's produce or deli section. Grab some today.
Hey, Cowboys fans, the 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys.
Wow.
Third segment brought to you each and every day by Jigsaw, the proud dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Drink, Sean?
I think that's what got me is I drank right before.
Wow.
Sometimes when you speak, just nothing comes out. Got me. Oh, man. Welcome back to the show. Sorry about that. Wouldn't be our show if we didn't have some kind of something going on, right?
Going on, man. Something going on with your throat.
Something. All right. Who we got, Chris? We got a call?
Bob in the Rio Grande Valley.
Bob, are you panicking like everyone else?
No, sir, I'm not.
Let's go.
I knew, let me make a statement. I knew when we went with this youth movement that we were going to have some times like this. I did not see this coming. I'll be the first one to admit that. But what makes me feel better about what we're up against is a couple of shots of Mike Zimmer on the sideline. That guy was so red in the face, and he was so pissed. I thought he was going to break out the eyes the size of strawberries. And I would not want to be one of those players on the practice field today. I'll guarantee you. As far as we got totally out game planned, we got coached, out coached, and we definitely got outplayed. But it's part of the learning. When we get to that sixth game of the season, I expect us to be 3-3, and I expect us to have a better second half of the season than we do the first. I do think we're going to make the playoffs. I'm very optimistic about that. I don't know how far we're going to go, but we could go as far as the championship game if everything comes together. And by the way, while I got you guys on the line, Nate, you are the voice of reason. I just wish you guys were in a different time slot so I could listen to you every day. Thank you for taking my call.
Thanks, Bob. Hey, and you can listen every day. Go find us on the app or YouTube. Get those views up. Get us going.
Voice of reason, huh?
Who's been the voice of reason?
Jesse.
Is he trying to take your moniker from you?
Nate, right there.
Nate,
right here on the arm.
Nate got so excited.
Hey, Chris,
about that compliment. He pulled his plug out.
Hey, Chris, let's put him on the block list too. add my boy right there to what's his name? Bob from Rio Grande Valley. Put him on the block list too.
Crushing him, and I said, what did I say earlier?
Yeah, put him on the block list too.
So you're not going to give him a chance, Jeff?
Dang, you just. I thought I was the voice of reason. It just
I mean, we can vote.
We appreciate you listening, Bob.
We can vote on it.
No, there's no voting on it. We're not gonna vote me out this position.
Hey, what do you think? What do you think? Since you've been so outspoken and you're the Micah hater on this show, what did you think?
Stop. I got enough trouble in my life, man. I really do have enough trouble in my life.
Seriously though, what did you guys think about his comments both after the game and then when he talked to the media? Was it yesterday that he talked to the media, or
What'd he say?
Was it game day?
What did he say, brother?
When he basically said that everyone's gonna basically said all 11 guys need to do better, and he put it on the players, right? He didn't put it on scheme or anything like that. And I think one of his quotes was, "Everyone's going to say they did their job and everything was perfect right now, but film tells all." True, but is that something you say in the public? Is that something you keep behind closed doors? Is that because
nothing is private anymore? I gave that up a year ago. When these guys got something to say, they go right to social media, and that's just the way it is, and that's the way everybody communicates now. And people and people don't hold grudges. I mean, they say it, and the other players, everybody going on about their business.
So you don't have a problem with it?
Nah, I mean because that's how everybody communicates. That wouldn't have worked well in my day, but it works well now. So as long as it's harmony in the hen house, it's cool.
So herein lies the problem, and it's not with Micah, but it's a culture thing. Micah says it's 11 guys. We didn't have the right effort, right? Zim says, it's on me.
Right.
He was falling on the sword.
I'll fix it. Mike McCarthy says, well, I wouldn't say Mike McCarthy said I wouldn't quite, and I'm paraphrasing here, I wouldn't quite call it no effort. They just beat us to the punch and they got to the blocks and stuff like that before we did, which by all definitions.
McCarthy said we weren't quick to the first punch, and Zim said they beat us off the snap quite a few times.
Yeah, that's the definition of effort.
That's beat us off the snap.
I don't know what more. I don't know how to describe what effort looks like. Then they beat us to the punch and they beat us off the snap. That ain't skill. That ain't scheme. If they beat you to the punch and they beat you off the snap, you had an effort problem. So someone's saying we don't have an effort issue. Somebody else is saying we have an effort issue. And somehow, some way, the people who are in this building, in that locker room, in those meeting rooms, have not come to a consensus of, and then by the way, you have the president, owner, and general manager saying, I like our guys, everything's fine, they'll fix it.
So you got 4 different messages floating around.
Woo!
That's what the public hearing is. You think they're, chewing their asses back there today about, hey, give some effort?
I think so.
Yeah.
Nate's picking his bag up. Wait a minute. Where are you going? Where are you going? We still got 6 minutes left.
I'm already on the Baltimore Ravens.
We're not there yet. We're not to Baltimore until tomorrow.
You got 6 minutes.
We're not to Baltimore.
You got to ride this out.
Put New Orleans to the back.
No.
New Orleans is to the back. I try. Me and you both over exaggerated. I think me a little bit more about this New Orleans offensive line. All I'm gonna tell you early is the Ravens gonna run, and they ain't gonna let you run.
And they gonna be
so.
physical.
You want Dak to throw the ball and earn that $60 million? He finna throw that ball.
It's about to be another physical contest, and that's a part I'm saying. He and I, Nathaniel Newton and I,
the voice of reason.
Is that not funny? Mr. Homer. He should have called me Mr. Homer.
We have been going back and forth about this argument about physicality. You can't practice.
No, we ain't arguing about that no more. We know that right there. They ain't physical.
And you're about to face another team that's Pittsburgh's going to be that way. Baltimore's going to be that way. Like, that's just who they are. And so you talking about getting beat to the punch?
They've been that way. What's crazy is they've been that way
since a culture.
Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and Suggs and all those
when
guys.
Ozzie was drafting guys, when Harbaugh,
that's who he got.
I need guys that fit this culture. Because what happens is, and this is the problem that we have here. What happens is, if you don't, especially defensively, if you don't come in and fit a certain type of culture, we get rid of you. You have no place here. Instead of being like, well, it's we accept all. Everyone's welcome. You can be who you are, and you can be who you are, and you can be who you are. Nah. You stick out like if you're on the defensive side of the ball specifically, and you don't play a physical brand of football, you stick out like a sore thumb, and they get rid of you.
You're talking about Baltimore getting rid of you.
Baltimore.
And the Steelers.
I was going to say Pittsburgh.
And Pittsburgh. Right? That is.
And Cleveland's becoming that way, too.
That
right?
is that's the standard. That is the standard. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're not going to come here and dictate what this. The standard has been set from top to bottom. There is no ambiguity. There is no fungibility. There is none of that. There is you will be physical to play on this football team, or you will not be a part of this football team.
I know y'all gonna laugh at me. I'm ready.
Never.
Ambiguity. Mm-hmm. Give me the basic definition of that word, please.
My boy.
Pull it up, Kurt.
So I can understand because people use it so much.
Not people.
There's so
not
many.
people. Not
I'm
people.
like, okay, I don't understand.
Our boss,
Mr. Simpson over here, Homer, would like the definition.
Two or more possible ways, like ambiguous. It can be.
It can go in. I figured it meant that. It don't mean nothing because it is not definitely what you are and who you are.
That's why there's no ambiguity.
Lord Jesus.
Baltimore says
like,
this is one standard and one standard only.
It's used too much. I'm like, everybody uses it in so many different ways. What does it mean? Nothing.
It's a gray area.
Yes. Thank you, partner.
A constant
Thank you.
gray area.
Thank you, his boy.
We one and the same.
All right, let's take at least one, maybe two more calls before
we got Maurice in Tacoma, Washington.
Maurice, are you panicking?
I am not panicking, fellas. I have a little bit of concern just because we're a little young on that defensive end and defensive side of the ball. And I'm a little worried about what's going on with Damone Clark because I thought he was our guy last year. He stepped in for us and filled some holes. And I'm just wondering what's going on with him. You know, that's one of my main issues. But I really just called to get the callers off of the beat up on Jesse train.
Thank you.
I wanted to call and give my man some flowers today.
Appreciate you.
Because I was able to have an experience with my son. It was based on that deep blue that you guys did an amazing job on.
Thank you.
And I think you definitely deserve your flowers. Just real quick, my son, he idols me. I was a little bit of a football player. He took my number his first year at tackle football, and after watching that show, he looked up at me and said, Dad, I need to change my number to 24. And I appreciate that you guys put that out there, man. That was a great show. I'm going to hang up and listen.
Hey, no, don't hang up
good
yet.
job.
Hey, don't hang up yet.
Okay.
You are a great dad and a great person. We're going to give you, Jesse, a number off air so you can come pick him up off the porch.
I'll be waiting because Nate's going to leave me every single time.
Thanks for the call, Maurice. I appreciate it.
All right, fellas. Take it easy.
Good guy like that. I'm like, hey, man, let him complete it. You know what I'm saying?
So for the people that don't know, what's the significance of 24?
I didn't know if I wore 24 in high school, and I didn't know if he meant my 24 or
his dad
or Marion's 24.
Okay,
because Marion wore 24. I don't know if it was my deep blue or Marion's deep blue.
Wow.
I think he's talking about you.
But for me, I always wore 24 for two reasons. One, for Kobe, I was a huge Kobe fan.
Mm-hmm.
He's grew up in Philadelphia.
And eight was taken on this team.
Well,
Probably.
no, you couldn't wear it in high school.
Oh,
because back then you had to have numbers that the referees could actually do. Like, because if you did this, it'd be 35 or 53. So you couldn't wear 8 in high school. So I wore 24. And then one of my mentors, I was a freshman. But I started varsity basketball, and so I had to pick last. Even though I was the best player, I still had to pick last because of just the way the rules went. And so 24 was left. And my mentor, a guy by the name of Eugene Brown, everybody called him Brownie. He wore 24 in high school, and he kind of really jump-started me even being an athlete. So he wore 24, and I was really a big fan of Kobe, so I wore 24. And then it all worked out when he changed to 8, because 2 times 4 is 8 and all that kind of good stuff. And then 8 plus 2 is 16. I got that when I was with the Cowboys. It's all numbers all work together.
All connected, huh?
Yeah.
Chris, do we need to take one more, or do we need to get out of here?
Oh, we can take one more.
All right, let's do one more real quick. Who we got?
Mohammed and Quay.
Hey!
What's up, Mo?
Hey guys.
You panicking? You panicking?
No.
Are you blocking those people? Are you blocking those sites? Are you blocking them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to guess what I'm
You
getting?
don't sound convincing. You
Yeah.
don't sound like you were blocking those sites that be trying to. That you say to be following me.
I'm blocking them.
Okay.
I'm blocking them. But you want to guess what I'm getting from Shannon's timeline? Oh boy.
Leave them unblocked. That's the good stuff. That's the good stuff.
I'm not panicking for two reasons. Because we got whooped by a team that scored 47 points the week before. And they probably played their starters in the preseason, whereas we just sat them down. So it's our second preseason game. The other thing is because it's too early, and I think we're just trying to find our way on how to act with Zimmer on the field. I'm puzzled more than I'm. I think Harbaugh is going to suit up next week and tell Lamar Jackson to flare out and Derrick Henry to play halfback. That he wants to come back in the game against us. But what's the decision making behind putting Deuce Vaughn in that first series to play slippery in the middle when the defense is still fresh? And the other question is, why do they penalize offensive linemen when they're front of the line of scrimmage? What are they trying to prevent by that penalty?
They're cheating.
Thanks, Mo. Appreciate the call,
Can't
brother.
let them line up in the backfield.
Thanks, Mo. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't know. He said they ran Deuce Vaughn up the middle, slippery up the middle. That's funny. I haven't found that funny. It's just where my mind goes. I don't know. I think Mike McCarthy did one of those, give you like, man, here, man, damn. Like, y'all keep asking for dudes. Man, here, man, here. See, here. We gave y'all a package of dudes, and it didn't look good. And to Nate's point, they're just trying to stop offensive linemen from cheating. Offensive linemen, those tackles began to start setting back so far off that line of scrimmage. And so now, like I said, we said it last week, but they want the tackle's head to break the waistband of the center. And people, and I get it. People say it's early in the season, but like a Saints game comes back and bites you in the butt. When you start looking at standings at the end of the year, because they are in the NFC.
It's like that Arizona game last year.
It comes back and bites you in the butt. But and maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. But this Saints loss felt more than one loss. Does that make sense? Like
Yes, it does.
It felt multiple.
Yeah, it's the way you lost.
You know what I mean? Like it felt like, boy, this felt like a 2L loss. Yeah. This is, you know what I mean? Like one game, but it felt 2 and 3 L's worth of losses in it. And there are, I believe that there are a bunch of guys down there that are now searching for something. When you turn on that film yesterday and you watch just a dude's just dominating you, that's a tough pill to swallow. When you watch a dude just dominate you for 4 quarters, because no one defensively.
That's a different kind of timeline that I don't want to be involved in right there.
Like to sit there and watch that film, no one on defense got off blocks. No one.
Even our boy Jay Lou was getting
no one got off
so
blocks.
You can't even have fun with it and talk trash about your teameats
because you up next.
Because
you in the same picture. Yeah. You're like, oh look, you didn't block. Well, hell, look, wait,
watch
just
this next
keep
play.
playing. You got blocked too. And it's I'm telling you, it's a bunch of guys looking around at each other like,
so
what are we?
This is
do?
kind of, I know we got to go. This is kind of a dumb question, but 3 games in, is this a must win this week? Because if not, all of a sudden you're 1 and 2, and if you get pushed around like you did this week, then it becomes like, okay, what the hell's going on with you don't have the personnel to match up. And if you win, guess what? Everything's fine and we're good and nobody's panicking again. And here we go. So, all right, fellas, good stuff. Thanks for everybody calling in. We'll start doing that every Tuesday and Friday.
Tomorrow's what? Cowboys offense.
Cowboys offense. Ravens defense, that'll be fun. Jesse, good seeing you. Kurt, good seeing you. Sure. Nate, thanks for not leaving early. Thanks for hanging in there.
Jesse
Chris
almost ran me off, man.
Chris, thanks for keeping us on the air.
We
Jazz,
got lunch tomorrow.
Josh.
We got lunch tomorrow.
Oh, lunch tomorrow. Don't eat before you come to the show.
Excuse me.
Thanks for keeping Chris company. We will be back tomorrow with lunch on Hanging with the Boys.
We out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!